We are assuming a loss, but this thing, first of all, this is a hypothetical. It's not going to happen. I mean, the Warriors are still going to win this series, and we're not going to have to worry about how this affects Kevin Durant's legacy. But for that matter, if he loses, Max, you're right. We're over here. Max, you're right. Stephen A., you're wrong. It's how he would look. That's the question, how he would look. And I hate talk radio talk. It's a bad look. It's a bad look. It's a bad look is one of the worst ripcords in a conversation you can ever pull because it's empty. It's substanceless. The truth of the matter is Kevin Durant's pulling his weight. Stephen A., you pointed out every step of the way. 38 and 37, shooting over 50%. The guy is playing. He's carrying the team. He's had a few turnovers last night. He can do a little better. But this isn't on Kevin Durant. But how it would look? Oh, my, it would look awful. It would look terrible. He has the best team in the NBA, even with a subpar Steph Curry. He has Klay Thompson. He has Draymond Green. He has the best roster to go win a championship with. Stop talking about the Western Conference Finals. It will be an indictment on him. Look, fair is fair, okay? You can listen 3 to 6 Eastern Time anytime you want, the Will Cain Show, and I'll acknowledge my bias. I love my Cowboys, I love my Longhorns, and I love Kevin Durant. But that's not to keep me from being objective. I don't like his blog boy insecurities, and I have to acknowledge if we hold LeBron to some kind of standard, we got to hold Kevin Durant. If they lose, it will look awful for KD.
But we don't hold Kevin Durant to the same standard as LeBron because he's not on the same level as LeBron, and that's the point. Kevin Durant is among
we
the
don't
greatest.
Have to relitigate that. We don't because he's going to look
he's
bad
among the
if they
greatest
lose.
ever, but there are two things. One, the pure scorers with the indomitable wills to win won 6 championships. Michael Jordan, 5 championships. Kobe Bryant. As the leaders of their team, Kobe with minimum 2 of those as the leader of his team. Larry Bird, 3 championships as the leader of the team, who was more like not only a scorer, but more like a LeBron James, elevating those around him. Magic Johnson, 5. LeBron James already up to 3. So Kevin Durant would fit neither into one of those categories, a guy, able to make everyone around him better, nor into the scorer category who couples that with a will to win that's unmatched like Jordan or Kobe. Where does that leave him? Among the greats, but not quite at that highest level.
Stephen A., I have a question for you.
Hold on, Molly. Hold on. Let me take this because it's amazing that we're on First Take and 2 novices on the game of basketball are taking up most of the time. But that's neither here nor there.
Up there in a split screen, the 2 of them going at it.
Here's the reality. Zip it, Will Cain, for a second here. Here's the reality of the situation. We started this show debating about Steph Curry's impact. What I'm saying to you is that if you're watching the game itself and you see the manner in which Steph Curry is getting abused, where everywhere he goes, the offensive player is finding him just to attack him. There are many things that the Golden State Warriors can do. And if it comes down to your lack of offensive efficiency and inability to put in points, et cetera, that would be different. But when the reality is that we're going to beat them because we're going to attack a less than 100% Steph Curry on the defensive end all night long, anybody that's watching that unfold is not going to look at Kevin Durant and say, well, what you going to do when he's averaging 37.5 on better than 50% shooting, and you know what Houston is doing is abusing that.
But Stephen A.,
that's what I'm saying.
Debating.
No, I know that.
It's how I know that
we're also, exactly, and I'm telling you how it's going to look because we pay attention just as much to Steph, if not more, than we do to Durant. Now, if we didn't pay attention to Steph, that would be different. But we do pay attention to Steph.
Productivity and they lose. You're still looking at him differently?
If Steph picks up his level of productivity?
No. I'm saying if KD continues to play at his level, are you still looking unfavorably at him if they lose this series?
Sometimes the truth is complicated and lies are simple, okay? The fact of the matter is it would be a lie that it's on KD. Stephen A., you're right. KD is doing his job. It's on Steph right now. By the way, it's one game, okay? It's all going to be okay. But it's on Steph right now. And so it wouldn't be right to place it on KD. But you're telling me 4 years from now, Max's argument wouldn't win the day? The one at the bar where somebody's saying, you're telling me KD had Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and a hobbled Steph Curry, and he couldn't win the West? You'd lose that
Allow me to
debate.
answer
You
that.
just would.
Allow me to answer that. Allow me to answer that. I understand what you're thinking and what Max is thinking. Because when we bring up LeBron or when we bring up Jordan, it's how we would hold them accountable. But guess what?
Yeah.
They were the alpha dogs. Hold on, listen. They were the alpha dogs on their team. What we have debated and what everyone has debated, even once Kevin Durant arrived, because they certainly had to win last year, but even once Kevin Durant arrived, we still looked at Steph Curry as the straw that stirred that cup. The point is that Kevin Durant, unlike MJ, unlike MJ or anybody else, we looked at them as the alpha dogs in Golden State. That's how Steph Curry is viewed. That provides cushion, is what I'm claiming, to Kevin Durant.
Last word here, guys.
No, but it substantiates that argument. Actually, Stephen A., it substantiates the argument that KD, by not being the alpha, is not on the Jordan, Kobe, Bird, Magic, LeBron level.
KD was the alpha last year in the finals. My God, do we all watch the same thing? And Max, I've seen the argument. There's a difference between best player and most important, right? I understand that Steph's straw is the straw that stirs the drink, but don't try now doing the alpha thing. You're changing it up. KD was the alpha from start to finish last year.
No, well, Draymond's the alpha, actually, if you want to talk about personalities.
38 and 37.
KD is the best player.